week on Erotic Awakening. Talking naughty, not yet, and things you are scared of.
Welcome to Erotic Awakening, an exploration of all things erotic. If you are offended by adult topics or prohibited by law, we recommend you stop listening right now.
The Erotic Awakening podcast, as well as workshops by Dan and Dawn, are offered free of charge to our community.
Because of the expenses involved, we are grateful to those that support us through Patreon and donations. We have a lot of fabulous Patreons, by the way.
And we appreciate them all.
Hi, Dan.
Hi, Dawn. How are you this fine day?
I'm okay. I'm a little worn out, but I'm okay.
I, too, am a little worn out.
I bet. You've been working all day. I started a new job. So it's, yeah.
It takes a lot of energy, as my real job has absorbed quite a lot of my energy over the last 3 days.
Yes.
Here it is Monday.
Well, it feels like, well, it's 8 o'clock now, so you've been working for 12 hours today.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Glad to take a break and do this instead.
Awesome.
Today on the podcast, we're talking about, we're going to talk about talking naughty. And then we are going to go on to things we have not done yet.
Ooh.
And things Dawn's scared of.
Things that I'm scared of? Well, I am a scaredy cat with some things.
You
but
are.
I'm also very courageous. Even though I'm scared of stuff, I still do it.
What are you courageous about?
I get scared of dating new people. I get scared of moving houses. I get scared of starting new jobs. Anything that involves change, I can be scared of. So I don't adapt very well, but I do it anyway.
Let's not jump there yet.
Okay.
We're going to start off, we're going to talk naughty. Do I need to put a disclaimer, people? Are you
Only Erotic
not
Awakening podcast.
paying attention to Erotic Awakening? Okay, well, we'll give you one anyway. There's got to be dirty talk. There's got to be naughty, bad words coming your way.
Bad? I think they're good.
It's all a matter of, I guess, perception.
I guess so.
Dawn, do you dig the dirty talk?
I dig the dirty talk. And I used to be really shy. So, well, I still am shy, but I used to be painfully shy. So dirty talk was very hard for me. And it didn't matter that words were screaming in my head. It was very hard for me to let it out. Mm-hmm. And I love dirty talk from my partner, as long as it's dirty talk for play. Does that make sense? Not dirty talk for, there's a difference, and women will know what I'm talking about. So there's dirty talk that's kind of manipulative. Hey, I want you to do this thing, whether you want to or not, sort of thing. It's just got that energy behind it that's not sexy. And then there's the dirty talk in the bedroom that is just slutty and dirty and naughty, and you're both into it. And it's hot. Yeah,
and that's really the key of what we're talking about when we talk about talking, which is why I like to use the terminology of talking naughty versus talking dirty. It's the same thing, but it is something that two or more people are mutually engaged in, right?
It's really neat because it lets your slut out. So, and I like the person with me, and I like them to let their slut out too. So it's really cool. And I know it can be hard for the other person as well, so it's kind of neat because it's
give me an example of what you mean by naughty talk.
By naughty talk?
Yeah.
Oh my God! Usually it'll be screaming in my head, and it'll be lick me there, touch me there, you know. Except I don't say there, you know. You know, lick my fat clit.
Wow, look at you saying fat clit. I'm going to fix your little doohickey there.
Oh, okay.
Now
I sound better.
Yeah.
That's okay. Oh, well, that's one of the tricks for naughty talk, though, right? The lower voice and the whispering. So they don't need to know my mic was away from my mouth.
And I will grant you that it is super hard to just go from zero to talking naughty.
Agreed.
Right out of the gate.
Yeah.
Well, before we get...
Oh, how many years did it take for me to even be able to say that? Now, this was cold turkey. So I had to really drop into a little bit of headspace to even be able to do that. Because otherwise it would have sounded just cold and script.
Right.
So I really need to drop into that and tap into that slutty headspace a little bit to even be able to say those words. And it took me years to be able to say those. And because I had told you I didn't like the word fat, for me to say fat clit, that took forever because I was judging myself on saying the word that I really wanted to say.
What are some of the challenges, though, that people, why do people find it so difficult to do the naughty talk?
Well, part of it is being afraid to be judged.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I've done or have attempted to do it before and had a long-term partner look at me like I was crazy.
Yes.
Right? So, you know, for me, naughty talk, is that a combination of naughty and dirty? So,
It is.
you know, naughty talk is really vulnerable for me because it is whispering my fantasies and whispering what it is that I want.
Mm-hmm.
And I have been judged on that before. So I don't want to see that look on somebody's face or, you know, the look of, hey, we don't need talking, we need fucking. You know?
Right. Yeah, I know for myself, the biggest fear is, it's not, one of the reasons it's sometimes it can be hard to know what to say, right? That can be a challenge. Talk dirty to me. Well, I don't know what that really means to different people, right?
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
And another reason that I find it difficult is because I don't want to start and have the other person, it's more than not only to judge me, but also it's this fear of, for me, it's this fear of sounding silly.
Right.
And that's not some energy that you want in the bedroom.
Yeah, because like when you try to do your Dom voice when you're not feeling like being a Dom, giving an order, you sound like Elvis.
Mm-hmm.
So when you pretend, it's not pretending. But when you're first trying it, you can absolutely have the fear of sounding silly, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then for me, I'm always afraid of offending somebody. So I don't know why that's one of my things, right? But I'm always afraid of offending somebody. So I'm afraid of offending. I'm afraid of saying the wrong word.
Mm-hmm.
I'm afraid of, you know, standing or whatever, stepping on a landmine.
Sure.
So, you know, so there's things like that. So, and because I like naughty talk and will negotiate that, or if someone hears it on a podcast or whatever, I've had a few people say, oh, so I hear you like naughty talk.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I do. But let me tell you a couple of words, please don't say.
Sure.
And I'll actually, because I've learned over time, a couple of words that really don't work for me. I hate to limit people, but I will share those words so that they don't step on a known landmine.
Right. And like you said, right, for you, being called fat is not sexy. There's not a situation where that's sexy.
Yeah, not sexy.
You're not a fan of the call me daddy sort of thing, right? Everybody's allowed their own little thing, but you don't know some of these things for some people, right?
Right.
And we're doing the live podcast tonight, so if anybody who's currently watching would like to type something naughty in the window, I will say those things to you. But even how you say, you know, even once you know what I'm going to say, right? I know I'm going to say something like, and I really want to put another disclaimer for our listeners. This is the part where it gets really dirty.
We may say dirty words.
We're going to right now.
We already have.
If I say, you know, there's a big difference between, like, if I want, what I wanted to say is I want to say something simple, like, suck my cock, you slut, right? We've already negotiated. I know you well enough to know that slut's not a bad word for you, right?
Right.
And that's the first one that we, you know, so that's the first bit that I have to get over is like, wait a minute, of these words, suck my cock, you slut, are any of them words that are going to drive you in a different direction? Nope. I think we're good with all these words, right? Then it's a matter of how am I going to say it, right? You know, it's a suck my cock, you slut. It's a huge difference than suck my cock, you slut, right?
They both work for me.
And there's a huge difference between these two ranges,
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
And it has to be applied at the right time. One of the big challenges for me is that if I've got Dawn's arm, for those not watching the podcast, visualize this. I've got Dawn's arm, and if I do this, right, I get a feel. There's instant feedback. I know what that's going to do. Now, I may not know that's this hard or this hard, right? But when I'm slapping your arm like this, and even though I don't get my arm slapped, I get a good feel for what this is like, right? Mm-hmm. But if I want to use dirty language with you, like, you know, beg me to fuck you, I don't exactly know how that's going to land, like I know how a flogger strike is going to land.
Right.
That's the tricky bit for me, right?
Yeah.
It is more vulnerable for the speaker. It is more vulnerable,
Right.
Because my toolkit's much more untested.
Yeah, so there's tricks to that though that we've learned over time because we both wanted to do naughty talk. So what did someone say? Oh, say something dirty. Kitchen.
Yes. Not the dirty talk we have in.
Not the dirty talk,
call them
the
Minotaurs.
naughty talk that we have in mind. But yeah, so there's a trick. There's a couple of tricks that we've used over time. To some of them are to help me get into where I can actually speak the words, right, and actually let those screaming words out of my head, and or for you to do it to see which words work for me and stuff. And one of those tricks is to describe something that is currently happening.
Yep.
So as you're in the scene, right, you describe something that's currently happening. So, you know, you just pull down your pants and look at you bending over that bench and showing me your ass. You know, things like that.
Right.
So
it really helps to get past the I don't know what to say. Like you said, I don't know what to say, but I can describe what I see.
right.
Right. And I could just tell you, you know, as if I was writing the story, what I see.
Right.
That's a great trick. Another trick, and I was looking for one earlier, and I'm going to actually.
Oh, you're looking for a prop.
I am looking for a prop, and I
was wondering what you were looking for.
Things, and we don't have a copy of our naughty book up here.
No, I gave the last one away to a Patreon supporter.
So one of the things you can do, what I was looking for, we have a book called
Sex Stories and Power
Exchange. What you can do is grab a book, grab a naughty book, grab a good one at least, and then read a story out of it to your partner, right? No, don't complain about it.
No, look. Ow, I'm all pink.
She's talking dirty to me. I'm all fake. Read a dirty story, right, to your partner. Or if you're really just getting that practice for talking dirty, read to yourself out loud.
Yeah.
Because a lot of us are born and raised, not born with, but raised with some hesitancy to use George Carlin's seven dirty words, right?
Right.
Especially, and it's no big deal for me if I'm sitting with a friend of mine to say, oh, that's fucked up. I hate that fucking stuff. I hate that fucking shit, right? But to say that to an intimate partner, to say, let's fuck right now, right? That's a very different energy. And it's a very, and I have to get through this upbringing that says, don't talk to people that way.
Right. Well, you've got the upbringing, don't talk to people that way. And I've got the upbringing of good girls don't talk naughty, right? Good girls don't express their fantasies. Good girls don't have fantasies. You know, we have to get beyond all of that bullshit. So, I like being free enough, and I like being able to get to a headspace to where I can just let the words flow. And like I said, and I love it when you just tell me what we are doing or what we just did. Right? That's another one too, what we just did. And that can be sexy.
And again, you're not stuck with the I don't know what to say.
Right.
Now, if you are feeling more creative, a fun one to do is what we're going to be doing.
Yes.
Let me tell you what we're going to do.
Yes. So.
And that's actually a really great way to use talking naughty as a way of foreplay, right? Because you could be on your way home from eating out because your kitchen's so dirty. And, you could say, when you get back to the house, I'm going to do dun 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 to you.
Yeah. See, I like that. And I like maybe you want to just be fantasy or what I'd like to do to you, right? So, and play with those words a little bit. And something else that I did, because after 12 years, you'll still hear me hesitate on this show when I go to say, it's like, oh, wait, can we say cock? Oh, wait, this is our show. Yes, we can.
Right.
And people have heard it before many times on here, and it's been 12 years. People should know by now, right? But at the very beginning, I can remember sitting in the car and sitting at a stoplight, cock, pussy, dick, tit, nipples. What other words can I come up with, and trying to come up with other words and other phrases and other things like that. And I just made sure the windows were up so people didn't think I was flirting with them in the car next to me at the red light. So, but yeah, just repeating the words in the car, in the shower, like Dan said, read stories to yourself so that those words become more natural to you. How people artistically write words can get into your head so that you can figure out how to make the words flow. Though sometimes they don't need to flow, man. If you're in the middle of the moment and it's fuck me, that's naughty talk.
Yep. One that I find particularly challenging for me is naughty talk as a style of role play, right? Like, we saw a wonderful class with the woman from California that fisted you. I can't remember her name.
Deb Addington.
Yeah. That she did, and she did this scene about she was a pirate and she was talking naughty to a winch.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's one that could lead to, depending on your personality, right? If it can be very valuable to separate. Maybe Dan wouldn't say those things, but Blackbeard would say those naughty things to a wench, right?
Right.
That reminds me of a story about overboard whores, but we won't talk about that now.
Oh. But I did have someone do that with me, right?
Mm-hmm.
So with the Bad Bunny.
Yeah.
So Bad Bunny and her partner, they were podcast listeners, and I still keep in touch with them every now and then on Facebook. But they were longtime podcast listeners, and they decided to do a tentacle scene with me, and that's exactly what it was. They were pirates, and they had captured me, and I was the wench. So there was dirty talk, and if you don't tell us where the key is, we're pulling out the Kraken. We'll call the Kraken. You will be fucked by the Kraken, and just things like that. And that's just hot, right?
Absolutely. One of our listeners is mentioning that they learned a dirty talk from Dirty Scrabble.
Oh, well, that's a way to come up with words and have to look
And
up new
practice them,
words
yeah.
and practice.
So let's do a
I
little-
can see it right now. I want you to queen me. Triple word score. Boom.
So you have a list here.
I do have a list here.
Yes. Let's
okay.
practice. Do you want?
All right.
But before you look at it, do you want to go first or second? It's gonna make a difference.
A second.
Okay.
I don't know
will
which
go
is
first.
which. Okay.
I love the things you do with your tongue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
I
Anyway,
like
your
that.
turn.
What am I doing?
You're the next one. The next bullet.
I'm the next one?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I see what you're doing here. You are so sexy.
That's nice. Thank you. I love the breath. No, fucking, I fucked up my line. I love the feeling of your breath on my skin. You can't grab my hair.
I can't. Oh my God, where did you go on the notes? You know what? I've totally lost you.
Next
Okay, but I want to jump down to this one.
You can't jump.
Why?
There's no jumping.
I don't know where you're at. Okay. Ooh, I like that one too. Please. Oh, except I got to do it without a grin. So please use your teeth on my nipples.
Yeah, we should have switched. I'm so wet at the thought of your touch.
Yeah, we should have switched. What a sweet, sexy ass.
That's nice. Thank you. Maybe we should have switched.
Yeah.
I want to rub my pussy all over your face.
See, this is the one I want. Cover my tits with your cum.
I'm glad that's working for you.
We may have to try this later.
Dawn,
Yes, sir.
you know I love you.
Yes, sir.
And I know I like it when we make sweet, sweet love.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But tonight, I want you to ram your cock into my cunt and fuck me like a whore.
Oh, that's my line. Yes, sir.
So, just some examples, right? And it can very dependent on all of these. Many of these you can say as a romantic sort of dirty talk, or a hardcore dirty talk, or something more in the middle.
Yeah, so, erotic, romantic, hardcore. Yeah, so they can pretty much be used in any way. So gauge the way your scene is going. If it's a romantic scene, you're not going to want to grab their hair and tell them what to do. It's a romantic scene. So do something romantic. So, yeah. Do we have more comments?
Oh, just people enjoying each other's comments at this point.
So, yeah. So, like I said, practice reading stories, practice just saying the words in the shower so you don't stumble over them. So, things like that. And when it's the heat of the moment, it's going to be easier. And this type of play, if you consider this a type of play,
We do.
is going to be much easier with people that you already know. Because even if it's pickup play for me and we negotiate it, I'm kind of curious if I'd be able to get into the headspace to do that. So now if they start off, because I'm a submissive, so it's a little different for me, right? So, and if the dominant or the top starts off talking naughty and whispering in my ear and stuff, I got a feeling I'd be able to get into it. So, but I don't know that it's something that I could start right off the bat with something that somebody that I don't know.
And I will say that for me, the best dirty talk is that's not planned, that spontaneously happens because the excitement is so high that the vulnerability drops, and the sensors within your brain that says these are the right things to say and not the right things to say have been fucked out of existence.
So, you know what, though? Another trick. Oh, there's 2 more tricks that we use, and then we can move on to something else. But they just popped into my head.
Go on.
Because I was so quiet and had been so quiet for so long in my sex life with the ex, and part of that was just because we had kids at home, blah, 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 you know, had an apartment, whatever. One of the things that you would do is you would get me really, really, really hot and then stop touching me until I was able to say what I wanted. So that really worked.
Yep.
Or
that's a dirty trick.
Yeah, that's a dirty trick. But that really works. It makes me speak up. So, yeah.
That was only one thing. You said
I know. The other thing, I kind of feel like you've also done it the other way. So you've withheld until I talked, or you kept going until I said something to stop or something like that. You know, there's just different ways of doing it.
It's a lot of fun, too. I feel like I want to update my profile to make that kind of one of the main styles of play that I do. Because I am a big fan of the idea of fake it till you make it, right?
Yeah.
And it would be of value to me to have more practice.
Well, I'm actually getting ready to change my FET profile. So remember I said I was going to create a whole different profile just for dating? And then it got to thinking as I was falling asleep last night, I'm like, why would I do that? We have the Dan and Dawn, and I've got all of our Dan and Dawn stuff on my Dan Zerani account. So why not just put quick links with the projects to our Dan and Dawn account and then turn my Dan Zerani account into my dating profile? And then I could put in there that I like naughty and stuff like that, and all the projects would be at the bottom.
I kind of like that because, I mean, as listeners to the show know, right, we are pretty much, we do our best to be the authentic people that we are. Now, we have a Dan and Dawn account because people want to know when we're doing presentations or we're doing new podcast episodes drops. But I've got my own FetLife account. You've got your own FetLife account where we just interact as regular people. I like to keep some separation between, you know, I'll link out. If you want to know about Dan and Dawn stuff, go over there. If you want to know about what Dan's up to, this is me over here.
Yeah, see, and I've never done that because I do a lot of Zoom classes on my own. So I usually create the events under my name, under Dan Zerani, and then link, link as going from Dan and Dawn.
Right.
And then vice versa with our stuff. But I may start putting everything under Dan and Dawn and put the naughty pictures and...
podcast listener, if you're trying to get with Dawn, you got to find that Dan Zerani profile on FetLife. Apparently, that's our dating profile.
That's going to be my me profile instead of my us profile because we already have an us profile. So, yeah, it'll be fun to play with. Put more naughty pictures out there, and I got some ideas. Now I just need the time.
Well, you know who's been talking naughty to us lately?
A couple of people, from what I understand. Mostly naughty to you. One just sent us naughty pictures. Does that count as naughty?
I don't know what you're talking about, actually. I was going to segue that into new subscribers to the newsletter.
Oh, okay. All right. No,
which I guess is us talking naughty to them on the newsletter. People like Kat from Chicago, spelled Khaat, so perhaps that's Kat.
Could be. So, but there are so many cats out there that maybe they just wanted to differentiate their cat.
Absolutely.
Tyler from...
I wasn't talking dirty, but it was close.
Tyler from NS Canada. I bet you that's Nova Scotia.
Oh, very good. Bonnie from West Virginia.
And Steve from South Dakota. Uh-oh, South Dakota. That's where Big D is right now.
Maybe Big D's going to hook up
Maybe he is.
with Steve.
He's actually riding around. So
Head over to
maybe not.
eroticawakening.com and get your EA shout-outs.
Just sign up for the occasional newsletter to get the latest podcast news, and all of our Zoom stuff, right? And discounts, which we are going to have a discount on a book coming up soon.
And books and more. Dawn, Christine asks, have you ever been the person that initiated dirty talk?
I've still got that shy bone, and I'm still very much like being a submissive, so it can be very hard for me. But I have whispered in someone's ear before to try to get things going. Nice. So yes, I have initiated before. So it's very scary for me. That is one of the things I'm scared of. It is very scary for me, but I really, really enjoy it when I can get there.
But would you say you've developed it over time? Are you more comfortable with it?
Absolutely.
Good.
Yeah, definitely, because I follow the tips and tricks. The tips and tricks we gave you are actually things I've done. So absolutely easier over time. Oh my gosh. Okay. So if you listen to the podcast, like even 5 years ago, I would have stumbled way longer than I did today.
I guess one of the tips and tricks that we don't tell people because it's a little out there is have a podcast where you have to talk shit all the time.
Yeah, so that does help. And you'll still hear me pause before I say it because I don't want to offend anybody.
So, Dawn, you and I have been doing the BDSM for a little while now.
Yeah, 20-odd years.
But I can't say that I've done everything.
Oh, I haven't done everything either.
What have you not done yet, BDSM-wise, that you actually want to try still?
BDSM-wise, what have I not done that I still want to try?
And podcast listeners that are listening live right now, if you would like to put something in the window, something you haven't tried yet that you want to try.
I mean, I've got some weird stuff that's on my naughty goal list, right? Okay. So, I mean, some of it's sex, not BDSM. Some of it's BDSM. Like, I really would like to be wrapped in bubble wrap and then single-tailed.
Okay, very cool.
So, that's a big one. I would like to try... So I haven't done that one.
Okay.
I've tried to do role play twice. Maybe a little more than that. Maybe I'm miscalculating.
Okay.
But I would like to try a little bit more. But that's also one that's very hard for me. Even when I did live action role play, it was hard for me to get into another character. When I do D&D, it's hard for me to get into another voice, get into another character, things like that. But I would like to give it a try. Mm-hmm. I had a cop pulling me over for a speeding ticket sort of fantasy once, and someone spoke up and said, hey, would a prison guard be close enough? And I'm like, yeah, let's give that a try, right? So,
I remember you did that one. Yeah,
and he's actually a prison guard, so he had manacles and all this type of stuff. So I'm penguining down the hallway, right? And we get into the dungeon, and I'm supposed to try to escape, and he catches me. And instead, all I could think of was I have metal manacles on my feet, and I can't move, and I'm going to trip and break an ankle. So it ended up turning into a fear play, don't let me fall scene instead of a prison guard. Prison guards. So sometimes it's hard. So I would like to try a little more role play. It seems really, really hot. And like if I could get into that frame of mind, that there's things that would just be fun about it.
I am trying to think of things that I haven't tried yet that I want to try.
I mean, there's some stuff I haven't tried, but it's because I'm not interested.
Right. And that's not what I'm talking about, right? These are things that you are on your I want to do list. And the things that come to my mind are things, I don't really have anything that comes to mind, oh, I want to do this and I haven't done it yet. I will say, all right, here's one thing. I've done more than one threesome. Mm-hmm. I have never done a threesome with two people that I have had an equal level of an emotional connection to. Right?
Okay.
Because we talk a lot about the heart cunt, right? And the heart cock, which is this idea that sex is great as a mechanical device, but the more intimate you are with the human being, the more intimate the sex is, right? But I don't have any partners, including you, that are intimate and loving with me, as well as intimate and loving with another human being that I too am intimate and loving with, right?
Right.
Like you intimately love me and you intimately love Big D.
Right.
But I don't have a connection with Big D. So doing a threesome with Big D would be all about you.
Yeah. And even the threesome that I did with Big D and someone else, I have a connection with him. I just wrote you an initial. So wait, let me write the name because you're looking at me funny. Okay.
Oh, right on.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't want to out them on here. So, but even the scene that I did with Big D and that other person that he was connected to, I wasn't connected with them.
Mm-hmm.
So it still was okay and a great time, but not on the level like you're talking about.
So it's really not a BDSM scene so much, and it's not like this big thing. But it is something that I haven't done yet.
Yeah, I may have to look at my Naughty 101 list again. I look at it every now and then because there's a lot of sexy stuff on there. There's a lot of, I'd like to do this again in front of people. So there's a lot of stuff I'd like to do on there again. I used to have on there that I wanted to do a cutting. Changed my mind about that. So I don't know that I want my skin cut, especially now that I'm over 50. I don't know how it's going to heal.
Really?
Yeah. What?
Yeah, part of me says
now's the time to do it. Well, if it was a now or never feeling, I would do it. But I think I've seen enough of them that I might be okay with not doing it.
I have developed, I think, I cannot see it. I think I have some kind of a mole on my back.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I also have this, don't look at me like, blech.
No, I'm looking at you like, I don't remember there being a mole on your back. I'll have to pay attention later.
New.
Okay.
But part of me says, well, fuck it, man. You're over 50. Who cares? Right? If I'm not going to get laid because of a mole on my back, fuck that person.
Yeah.
Right? I just don't have that attachment to the physical attributes like I did.
Right.
Right? It's like I keep noticing that I've gained some weight and I keep going, yeah, but I like pie. So what do you got to do?
But I like pie. How was that lemon pie last night?
It was good. I didn't really need to eat it. So, you know how it is when you eat
so that
something
outweighed
you're not quite ready to eat it.
goodness. All right.
It was pretty good, though.
Okay.
Other
sorry.
things.
Yeah, no, I'm still thinking about the cutting. So, and it's like, I've seen different versions of the cutting. And when I think of the one version that I saw up at KK, I don't think I can do that one.
Yeah, I'm just not interested.
Yeah. So
I did, you know what, the one that I'm glad that I did was the hook pull.
I know another one. Yeah. Yeah. The hook pull?
Yeah. That would have been on my list. Not because I dig it a whole lot, but because it was something that I was like, I just want to try it once.
Yeah. See, I think I want more needle play. So on my 101 list, I've got like a needle corset on my back. Even though I've done the wings on my back before, it'd be neat to do like a needle corset or a needle corset right here on my cleavage or something like that. So I like sharp pain like that.
The last one I will say that doesn't, which is really weird whether it's on the list or not, is I keep thinking about, do I want to play with boys, right? Mm-hmm. And I think, well, I probably want to play with boys before I'm done, right? That's something I haven't tried yet, but... And then I think, okay,
You've done a little.
I've done a little, but
You've done a little.
But not...
Right.
Not the real thing.
Right.
But then I follow that up with...
looked at me like, what's that dude on Thor? Who's the tall... Jeff Goldblum. You just went, like his character.
I always take that as a compliment. But then I think about who. All right, who do I want to play with? And I keep, every male-bodied person I could picture, I was like, nah, not attractive.
So you're going to have to wait till the energy's right. So you probably don't have if you decided to play on that side of the fence, you probably don't have like a body type or a personality type maybe. So it may just be the person will come along.
Yeah, matter of energy.
And, yeah.
Somebody in the window, somebody who's listening to us live says that they're looking forward to trying candle wax play and
knife play. So
I don't know if that's being caught in the.
You can't tell if it's caught in the camera because we're on a lag.
Yeah.
So there it is.
There it is. Okay, we made it.
Woohoo.
I just happened to carry my knife on me just in case.
So I bought you that knife. I love knife play. So knife play, I like to make sure now. Knife play and candle wax play are actually considered edgy plays.
But they go really well together.
They go really well together. But anybody that I'm going to do like needle play with, especially needle play and knife play, because there can be the chance of blood. There is going to be blood with needles. With knife, it depends what you're doing with the knife, right? And what you've negotiated. And then candle wax play can be damaging. So I want to make sure whoever's going to be my top is actually very experienced.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's reasonable.
yeah. So there's just so much stuff I'd like to do again that I could list. I want to do
That's a different topic.
cupping again, and just so much stuff.
That's a different topic. But as far as the person on the podcast who wants to try needle play, we're in Ohio. Stop by.
They're in Ohio too, if it's who I think it is.
Who do you think it is?
Well, I'm not going to say, but
Okay, good.
I think we're getting ready to go for a walk in the park, if it's who I think it is. But that's okay. What? I'm not a knife top.
I wasn't trying to get you on top of somebody.
Oh,
All right,
I hear you.
Don, other than that, we do have some... we don't have too much else on here. How's those daytime classes coming along?
Oh, they're coming along really well. So I just had someone miss my 3 o'clock class. Everything I do is Eastern. And they missed my 3 o'clock class and want me to do another 3 o'clock. But I've just started a new job. Yep. So I may not be able to do, I might be able to swing a couple of some nooners. So, so I might be able to swing some nooners still over the next couple of months. But I won't be able to do like the 3 o'clockers unless my boss takes off for the day, which she's doing this Wednesday, which is good because I need off this Wednesday.
Well, there you go.
So, yeah, but I love the classes, and it's mostly classes about sacred sexuality. So I just did one on breathing for better sex, and I would definitely be scheduling that one again. That wasn't a noon class. That was a night class. The noon class, psychic hygiene. I've been teaching that almost every month now because so many people are interested, and that's the whole working with energy and learning how to shield and ground and all that type of stuff. So it's very much my clergy / Kadishti / sacred sexuality stuff, and I'm loving it.
Good.
So, yeah.
Good stuff.
Zoom's my gig, man. I really like doing the Zoom classes. It fits my style. So, I mean, we do really good in person, but me personally, I either like to teach as clergy and have everybody in ritual, or on Zoom is working for me.
You know, Donna, I was going to ask you something completely different.
Mm-hmm.
But actually, I like this question that somebody in the window, one of the live listeners asked better. Tell me more about that Naughty 101 list.
The Naughty 101 list? Oh, so we actually have a couple of shows on my Naughty 101 list. Do I have my phone? Can you pull up Google Drive? You can't. So I keep it on Google Drive. I've also got it in my daily planner. So if I ever drop my daily planner, someone's going to have my naughty list. But it is literally a list of 101 naughty goals. So, and they can be new things. They can be things that I want to try again. And I look at it every now and then so that I can purposefully go out with intent to fulfill one of these things. So the top on the list is a double penetration scene.
Okay.
I still haven't done that. I've attempted it a couple of times. So one of the naughty goals is a double penetration scene with 2 males, 2 guys, 2 penises, 2 flesh penises.
Okay.
There's another one, a double penetration scene with you, Dan, and a girl with a strap on, right? And then
that one shouldn't be that hard to pull off.
You would think, but see, the problem is that I'm odd, okay? I can't just go to a swing club and make this stuff happen.
Shut up. Hey, Lady Kaya, I have an idea next time you visit. Go on.
Okay. So, and then there's other things on there.
That one's for me, not for you.
Okay.
So that's the Naughty 101 list.
Mm-hmm. Yep, there's lots of stuff.
Is it all stuff? Is it stuff like, okay, now that I've tried it, I'm scratching it out, never want to do that again?
Maybe. That has not happened yet.
Okay.
So
so it's all been like, yeah, that was great. Let's do that again.
Yeah, that one's great. Let's do it again.
Very
and sometimes it's just things on there to remind me to try it again, right? So it's not all new stuff. It's things I want to try again. So
now, do you have, and that's a great question somebody asked, do you have a timeline to accomplish everything?
No timeline.
Yeah.
So
Do you think you should, though? You and I are very project orientated.
Well, that's why I have a 101 naughty list because I'm goal oriented.
But should you put some kind of like each month I'm going to knock 2 off?
I've tried that before, and it feels forced, and that doesn't feel fun to me when it's forced.
Okay.
I'm not doing it for. I have a kink of power exchange. I have a kink of being vulnerable. So I can't go out and just make these things happen. I could have made most of them happen simply by going to a swing club and putting a sign on my body and letting people use it.
Sure.
That's not the same for me. So, and that's what makes it more complicated and harder, and why some things haven't happened yet. So because I haven't found the right combination.
Your 101 list, you want it to be somewhat organic.
Yeah.
But I think it's also valuable because you might look at it, you might be in a situation where one of those things is possible, and you might start to be like, oh, boy, I don't know if I'm ready for that. Well, you know what? It's on my damn list.
It's on my list. I'm going to do it. Oh, because I have learned that before.
Yeah.
When you have the opportunity, take the opportunity. Because if you think, oh, I'll try it next time, or I'll try it at the next event I go to, or I'll try it at whatever. I mean, there was stuff I had lined up before COVID. Now I don't remember what they are, but I had them lined up, and then COVID hit. I'm never going to have those opportunities again, right? The Dark Odyssey story that we talk about, where I did the objectification room, right? I did not want to do it then, even though I was totally turned on by it, because I was going to do it next year when I was ready. And like you said, we may not show up next year, or they may not have it next year, or whatever. So I went ahead and did it then, and I'm absolutely glad I did. So it was terrifying. I'm courageous.
Went back to that. All right. So I'm going to tell you 3 things about me.
Okay.
And one of these things I am scared of.
Okay. One of these things is not like the other. Okay.
Yes. So you have to guess which one
that you're scared
actually scared of.
All right.
And now look at the camera. Don't
look at the camera. Oh, well, okay. I can see you.
Good point. Damn it.
I can see you there. I can see you here. Okay.
Here's the 3 things.
Okay.
Ready?
3 things.
1, 2, 3. Darn it, I had a great list of 3. I know what 2 of them are. What's the other one I was going to do? Yeah, I'll get started. Maybe it'll come to me.
Okay.
Which one of these 3 things am I afraid of? Ex-wife number 2, getting a brain aneurysm, or spiders?
Brain aneurysm.
I guess in the 20 years we've been together, I've told you that before.
No, but that's my guess. I don't think you're scared of your second wife.
No.
No, there's no reason to be. I had to think about it, though. Because there could have been. There could have been at the beginning, so yeah.
I would ask you to do the same thing, but you're not that. You haven't been thinking about that for the last 10 minutes.
I haven't been thinking about it.
So what is something now? We're not kinky, not BDSM lane. What's something you're afraid of?
Spiders. So
okay, camping is our new thing. You can't be afraid of spiders.
I'm absolutely afraid of spiders. I've been afraid of spiders forever. I've got a spider tattoo on my back, so I'm still terrified of real life spiders. I've been getting over it. I've been working it. That's my shadow totem. I've been powering through that. See, courageous. So other things that I'm scared of, being in a motorcycle accident.
But you ride a motorcycle.
But I ride a motorcycle.
But if you wanted to get away from that fear, shouldn't you just not ride a motorcycle?
No, you can't do that.
Okay.
So, if you've got fears of things, there's absolutely reason to have fears of some things, right? Fear of jumping off a bridge or something like that.
Yeah.
So you have fears of heights. Should you be working on that? Should I be taking you out to some roller coasters? We're going to Cedar Point next week, and let's see what you can ride. So, podcast listeners, I have ridden on roller coasters. Period. Now, here's the rest of that sentence is I took my granddaughter with me and we went on the little baby rides. And I went on a little baby roller coaster with them. Still scared the shit out of me. I'd never do that to you. There's some fears that I'm absolutely, some people, you're allowed to have them.
Yes, you're allowed to have them.
But there's some that I do work through, like riding a motorcycle. I think having some fear is actually good for you.
And can be part of your kink scene as well.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, I've definitely got some fears that I use in my kink scene.
All right, we are all over the place.
I'll tell you what they are.
Anything else?
Naughtily with Naughty Talk.
There you go. We do have some food on boobs for a wonderful change. Sprinkles on boobs. This one's from Demon of Razgrier from Instagram. For some reason, I think that the number one food found on boobs is sprinkles because I have so many pictures of sprinkles on boobs.
So that's awesome.
And I got some other food on boobs from somebody who has not directly
giving you permission
to tell me. But that's
was that
better.
today?
That was today.
Because I saw that one too.
Because not only is it food on boobs, it was food on boobs specifically. Someone's boobs with food on them taken specifically for me, which is the best food on boobs ever.
Indeed. So, and if you join our Discord channel, we've actually got a channel of Not Safe for Work, and people have been posting food on boobs there too.
And a really cool tattoo on boobs.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And Sasquatch, remember Sasquatch?
Sure.
Sasquatch has been around forever. Linked me to a new tentacle dildo that someone's making.
Very cool.
So
Side note,
someone's crafting.
we're not suggesting Sasquatch is old.
Oh,
just that
no.
he's been a listener forever.
For a listener forever. So, that was awesome to hear from him today and be linked on a tentacle dildo. Woohoo! So,
and there you go.
We've got some older listeners that I haven't heard from in a while. I might try to reach out, like Bungie.
Bungie, yep.
Haven't heard from Bungie in a while. There's a few that actually reach out to me on FetLife a lot, or they'll like something that I've written, and that's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it is neat to have connections.
Indeed. Awesome. Take a moment to support the podcast. Rate us on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify, or wherever you listen.
Or just tell your friends. You did that really quick like I do it.
I know, but it's my voice, so it's cool. If you like what we're doing, head over to patreon.com/eroticawakening to take a look at options like discounted stuff, extra content, and more. And we do really put stuff out there on our Patreon stuff, and we offer stuff to our Patreons that you can only get as a Patreon, like our kinky flirting book.
And at certain levels, you get a 20% discount on all of our stuff.
Something like that. And we've been posting little hints of our new Power Exchange book out there.
Oh, speaking of which, somebody named the book for us because we don't know what we want to call it yet.
We've got a couple of ideas, but a second Power Exchange book for Dan and Dawn. What would you title it? And it's got to be totally different than the first one. We should have a contest.
We should. Bye, Dawn.
Bye, Dan. Bye, everybody.